So I'm here with Cameron Elliott, who's the team physio for the New South Wales under-21 hockey team. Cam, it's a long tournament that the boys go through. How do you make sure that they're physically at their peak approaching finals time?
Yeah, that's a good question. Physically, there's quite a few areas to cover. We want to be able to cover the boys getting appropriate nutrition, getting appropriate rest, and we also need to make sure their muscles work as well as they can. So there's a regular routine of stretching and warm-up and cool-down exercises that the boys run through, and they do that every day.
And what's involved in the actual warm-up routine?
Yeah, so the warm-up routine runs through several phases. The first phase is to get their muscles warm, so we make them jog around with their tracksuits on, and then they go through a second phase of stretching to make sure their muscles are as flexible as they need to be. And then in the third phase of the warm-up, the boys run through a series of running drills and movement drills where their body's prepared for all the movements required for the hockey match.
And then as you actually get into the game, what happens during the match?
For me, my role during the match?
Your role, and then the how you manage the players.
Yeah, so my role during the match is to be watching for the boys if they develop any injuries, if they fall over, if they have a collision. I need to be able to see that, and that information works for me when I have to come and treat those boys for those injuries. And then when the boys are rotating on and off the pitch, it's my job to touch base with them and make sure that they're physically in as good a shape as they can be.
And then obviously this being a long tournament, the recovery in between matches is a big thing. Can you just talk a little bit about the process you go through?
Yeah. We have a fairly set routine for the boys' post-match recovery, and that involves a similar sort of routine to the warm-up in that the boys have to do some running and some stretching, again for the same reasons that we have in the warm-up. But probably most important in the recovery is the boys run through an ice bathing routine where they'll run through 3 phases of being in an ice bath and going to a hot shower in between, and that's very important for their recovery. Following that, the boys have a nutritional sort of program that they need to be able to keep to, and we like to leave that as their responsibility to keep to those programs, and we certainly give them the guidelines for that.
And I noticed that all the boys weigh in both in the morning and after matches. Can you just explain why you do that?
Yeah, we weigh the boys 3 times a day, every day that there's a match on, and we want to be able to make sure that the boys have monitored the amount of fluid loss over the course of a game. So they weigh in before and immediately after a match. And again, we have a program for their rehydration, which is something that they follow to. And for every game, that hydration program is calculated for that person according to how much weight they lost in that game. And we like to sort of check their weights the next morning to ensure that they've returned to their pre-day morning weight, so that they're not losing significant weight over the tournament, which would be a big contributor to fatigue, or a big sign of fatigue.
I guess the other major part of your job is treating injuries. Have we had any major injuries?
We've been quite lucky. This time around, nothing too serious. We've had a few sprained ankles and a few sore muscles from here and there. There's been a few traumatic injuries in muscle corks and things like that. But this tournament's been a fairly good one, actually.
Fantastic. Well, Cam, we hope that continues to be the case in the remaining couple of days of the tournament. But keep up the good work, and let's hope we're all winners come Sunday.
Yes, let's hope so. Thank you.
That was freezing. Not the thing I want to do again in my lifetime. Stupidest idea ever.
Wilson!
It's dangerous, there's no flags.
Great!
Water conditions were probably -2 degrees out there. It was bloody cold, I tell you that. I'm not going to complain about an ice bath ever again.